Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talking with Ty. This is season 3, episode 4. For anyone that it's your first time tuning in to Talking with Ty, Talking with Ty is an unscripted podcast where there's a conversation with me and a guest, and we talk about the story behind the brand. I like to announce this every time that I get started in case there is someone that has tuned in or someone that you would like to hear from. This is a podcast where we simply have a conversation and we just really talk about who you really are. Everybody has a title, everybody has a big name, but it is my true thoughts that is the story behind the brand that connects us and helps us really get to know each other. So in this space, usually I focus on leaders in the multifamily industry. And this is an amazing podcast for me today because this is not only going to be talking to, this is also one of my nearest and dearest friends. So I'm your host, Ty Jackson. Now, usually when I come on Talking with Ty, one of the things that I don't do is plug myself. So today, I'm going to stop and take a moment because I am still on this high from apartmentalized, as you all are. I heard some people refer to it as the apartmentalized hangover. So either I'm in that space or on some type of high, but I am still excited about being on stage on Friday at Apartmentalized with an amazing session brought to you guys by Dr. Lori Goldman and I, where we talked about imposter syndrome. I am taking bookings for 2024 for the remainder of the year. I can't say that my schedule is wide open, but I do have a few open slots. So if you're out there and the planning committee is talking about your education conferences, your leadership conferences, and a speaker to not just and check off that speaker box, but I'm talking about a real speaker to come in and transform and inspire your members and your employees. I'm your girl, Ty Jackson. So not only do I speak on imposter syndrome, guys, but lead like an influencer is one of my amazing sessions that I've been traveling the nation speaking on. Relationship selling. I can also do your NAAEI credentials, and I'm your keynote girl. So enough about me, but of course I wanted to plug me. Today, we're going to be talking to none other than the joyful leader, my friend, Ishea Shepherd. Today, Ishea and I, we're going to have a quick podcast, guys. This is not going to be our usual hour. It's only going to be 30 minutes because it's a teaser to what's coming up next. But Ishea and I, we're going to talk about her journey to RVP. We're going to talk about the NAAEI board journey. We're going to talk about cultivate in speaking. What's next for Ishea in 2025? And then we're also going to talk about building community. If you are not standing on your feet at your desk with your hands in the air, running around, high-fiving your teammates, then you have showed up for the wrong person. Introducing my friend, Ishea Shepherd, to the stage. Ishea!
Hey, Ty.
Hey, Ishea, welcome.
I'm so excited to be back.
You know what? It's been a while when you say be back because I think you were one of my first guests, to be honest with you. When I first started, you were one of the people who was like, yes, Ty, I will come on there. I will podcast with you before any of the big names we would say in this industry, before my Alex Jack you and my Don Bruners. There was my Ishea Shepherd, my Dana Duckworth, my people who have been riding with me from the beginning. So I definitely appreciate that from you. So let's just get right into it. What has been going on with the Joyful Leader since the last time you were here?
So many things, friend. Since the last time that I've been with you, I've just been promoted in my current job. So that's always really exciting because if you know me, you know I love AMC Delancey. We're basically locked in to the grave at this point. So I'm always excited to like grow with this organization because they just are the best and they support and celebrate me. On a national front, as you said, at Apartmentalize this year, I was elected as one of the voting RVPs for Region 1 on the NAA board, and also as the regional representative for Region 1 on the NAAEI board. So those are two things that I'm super excited about and just can't wait to get started.
You know what? I am beyond excited for you. I'm excited, one, because I remember when you first started talking about this and manifesting all the things that are happening now for you, and just to see you really do the work and to be able to stand behind you, not only as your friend, but as a member in the national space with you. I just want to go on record for saying you're the best person for the seat. You're the best person for the job as it continues and as you continue to go through this space, because when you showed up, women like myself, we were at a point where some of us were really at a burnout stage and really tapped out with doing the work in this space, and you relit that fire in a lot of people, and you did it for women my age that are a little bit more mature, 43,
Seasoned.
but you also were able to be that bridge and bring in a younger generation too, to make them realize the seriousness of it and the importance of working in this space. So how were you able to do that, and when did this become a thought that RVP was on your radar?
Well, if you don't know me, you don't know that Ariana Royster is like my mentor. She is my Shiro. So I was a part of the diversity leadership program in 2021, and she was my assigned mentor. And seeing her, I always tell people it was kind of like that moment that put the battery in my back, because I had never seen a Black woman in on the board. I had never seen someone just kind of navigating that space that looked like me. So once I saw her and we were able to build a relationship, I have to be always like grateful and say she really did kind of explain to me, okay, this is what you need to do. This is how you navigate those spaces. And this is kind of the journey. This is the steps that need to be taken. And I followed them like to a T, probably too much, because I see Marcy is in the chat. Like Marcy knows I say yes to everything. I will over commit myself to one, make sure that if there isn't representation, like I'm going to show up in that space for now so that there's room for, to your point, someone else who looks like me or someone who doesn't look like me but is just underrepresented to then take my spot. So I think the journey really started when I was in the diversity leadership program and Ariana was my mentor. And it unlocked so many things for me, and I'm always so grateful for the opportunities that I've had in this space.
This is, I mean, you're doing amazing work. I remember I heard you mention AMC Delancey when we first started. Shout out to Patrick and the entire
Patrick
team
J.
over there.
Spicer.
Patrick is amazing. How would you say having a company that stands behind you and allows you to be in this space and move freely like you need to do, how important is that for you?
So it is essential. And for anyone who's on here, if you're in a leadership role in your organization, allow your team members to work in the local affiliate space, in the national space, because one, it really opens their eyes. So if you're a great company, then it opens their eyes to how lucky they are to be here. So, like for me in the national space, I'm so grateful for AMC Delancey because I do have colleagues where their companies don't afford them the opportunity and the freedom. But also, it's made me a better leader here to be in these spaces. So, having their support and them celebrating me and them like allowing you guys to stop by and just constantly being in my corner has been essential to my development, because I couldn't do it without them. And I'm just, again, I'm so grateful to everyone who's been a part of this.
Yes, no, definitely for allowing us to stop by. You guys have amazing snacks. We were able to partake with the ginger ale and some fruit snacks, but just to have a welcoming, sometimes having management company or an owner group where it's a little bit smaller, it really is a family. And I can just tell you from being in this space and from working for the smaller companies like Apartment Finder to the larger companies, that family feel was immediately what I felt when I walked in. And I can see why you could work there every day and really flourish. And I love the fact that you said they allow you to come out. And a lot of management companies sometimes are scared to let their employees come out and network and enjoy the industry out of fear that someone will take them. But you're a prime example that you've been working at this company the entire time, and I don't think you have no thoughts of leaving them, and it's because of the culture and the things that they're able to do for your career. So that's amazing.
A big thing that, because Ty, I'm a sports girl and I love the Steelers, even though I'm from Philly. Ugh, nobody talk about that. And Mike Tomlin is the head of the Steelers organization. He's their head coach. And one thing he says that I think is a principle that we embody here at AMC Delancey is we want volunteers, not hostages. So we don't want anyone working here because they feel like they can't go somewhere else. And for me, it's like, I know I have other opportunities that could, work out, but I want to be here. I want to be in this space. I want to build with this company. And if you send your team members out into the national space and you're worried about them being poached, maybe you should treat them better. Because, somebody can't take somebody that's trying to get kept. So I'm trying to be kept. So I'm not going to be taken. And I think that I'm so proud because Patrick, our CFO, Ryan, our president, our CEO, Ken, they know that they've created an organization where people want to stay. And shout out to Dana because she is low-key an employee here all the time.
Exactly. I feel like if I ever came to Philly, I would even sit in the cubicle in there. It's so cool. Like I don't even have to have my own office, Patrick. So I just, kind of want to put that plug in. So let's move it on. RVP, this is going to be so amazing. And you did it all in braids. You did it all in faux locks. I mean, seriously, we laugh about it, but there was a time when I would have took my braids down to come to Apartmentalize or to come to the national space, just feeling like it wasn't corporate enough. It wasn't the look that was going to get me in the door. So not only are you doing these things, Ishea, as a young Black woman, but you're doing these things and staying true to yourself with your graphic tees, your faux locks, your earrings that say Ishea. So you continue. Just continue as your friend. I'm riding the wave with you. I am latched onto your coattail. I am on the jungle gym with you and climbing to the top with you. So let's keep it going because we only have a short amount of time. Let's talk about Cultivate. I know that Cultivate is coming up in September, and this is something that you've really been planning for. So let's talk about that a little bit.
So this is the second year for Cultivate. It is another NAA conference, but this one is strictly geared towards senior leadership on the owner-operator side. It's in Austin, Texas. It's September 26th through the 27th. And I'm just really excited because, one, I have the opportunity to speak, which is amazing. I'm speaking with the Marcy French and Kim Hurd, as well as Marcy's daughter, Elijah, and Alan King. So it's kind of like, one, just amazing to be in this space with these guys. But we're going to be talking about generational leadership, which I think is so important because there's so many generations in the workforce right now. And even myself as a millennial, the way I have to communicate with someone who's Gen X, as opposed to Gen Z, as opposed to a boomer, it's difficult. And I think we're all navigating this new space where your boss could be 5 years younger, your boss could be 20 years older, and you could be on a team with people who are, 10 years older, 10 years younger. And that communication and how we continue to do well and thrive is so important. So if you're not registered for Cultivate, this is not an NAA sponsored podcast, but we should be sponsored, Ty, because you talk about a lot of things NAA, but register because it's such an experience. It is literally a mastermind meets a retreat. So as tired as we are from Apartmentalize, it's the opposite. You're going to come back rejuvenated and just filled with knowledge and information and a rested spirit. Because I'm not
Well,
rested right
that's an amazing lineup that you just gave from Marcy French, which Marcy just won.
Marcy is the very first Black woman to be elected to the National Apartment Association Education Institute Vice President position. So Marcy, Kim Hurd,
You
who's
just
our
said Kim Hurd. Kim Hurd is the
current president of the EI board. And if you don't know Kim, she is an ally with a capital A and a badass with a capital B, and we love her. Alan King is a chair for NAA, so I believe he's the incoming chair.
yes,
He's the
definitely.
incoming chair, and then
And
a
you
lot.
know what? Not to interrupt you, but shout out to Alan King, because anytime I see him, sometimes when you get to that chair position, and you will experience this in the future of Ishea, we're gonna go ahead and manifest that and put that into these streets today. Sometimes you can seem bigger than life, and he is such a humble person and an amazing person. And so shout out to you, Alan, just for being a regular schmegular person. When we see you, I always appreciate you and look forward to your leadership in this space. And then Elijah, which our space, Marcy's daughter, that usually that's what happens to a lot of us. You come into this industry by accident or because of a parent. And Marcy has done her job as an amazing mom because she has ushered her daughter into our industry. But that line at Cultivate that you're speaking with, I mean, how amazing is that to be in the room with those people along with yourself?
It's always been something that I wanted to do, to speak with Marcy. And then when you add Kim and you add Alan and then, Elijah, because she is like the next generation and she's also just killing it at her company. It's like, I was just like, oh my God, we get to do this. Like Marcy knows I was so hyped. You know me. It was just a lot of energy all the time. So I'm still trying to tone it down.
You know what? The energy, though, if you don't have a friend like Ishea Shepherd, now, I'm not saying you can have a friend like Ishea Shepherd because she's taken. But because Dana and I, we hog up a lot of her time, and then we have to share it with Crystal Dukes and Monica Frazier and Marcy and the rest of the crew. So she's already taken. But if you don't have a friend with this kind of energy that can really pep you up and pump you up, go find you one. So keep the energy coming. I need it. I call you to get a daily dose of it. You definitely push me through my successes and help me just stay on the winning track. So what's next for Ishea? And I mean, what's next for 2025? What's around the corner?
Well, technically, my term as RVP starts on January 1st, 2025. So that is like a big thing that, again, I'm looking forward to for next year. Outside of that, I'm really looking to continue to just give back to this industry. So I want to thrive at my organization. I want to continue to see how I can bring other people into the national space, because what was done for me was life changing. Like having Ariana, having Marcy, having you, and just literally seeing like, oh, this is a space where not only can I do well, but I can usher in others. So that's really on my agenda for 2025, is to continue to show up, bring more people with me, continue to be a cheerleader for my friends, hopefully have more people who aren't on the board get on the board, that look like me, that look like you, that look like, Dewey, that look like Vanessa Grayson, that look like, just really shaking things up, because I'm here to shake the table, Ty. So they gave me a seat and now I'm about to shake it.
You definitely are a shake the table kind of girl, as you would say, get down or lay down type of situation. And some of the names that you just named, I mean, the hair, well, I really don't have hair on the back of my neck because I'm a girl, but the hair on the back of my head kind of stood up when you said Dewey and Vanessa Grayson and me and you and Monica and Dana and Marcy. And the next generation, Harmony, the next generation of people in our industry. Ronald, there's so many people. James, I mean, the names just keep flowing out that I think of. And when I think of all these people, though, Ishea, to be honest, you are an amazing representation of all those people. You're like all of those people in a melting pot because there's so many different layers to you. And I tell you that all the time. That's one of the things that I love about you is that you can be this way and sit up prim and proper and do what you need to do. And then you can sit outside at a barbecue and just hang out and be that girl. You can go into AMC Delancey and be a VP and handle business. You can be a mom, a wife, a really amazing friend, a super cool gift giver. I mean, I got my shirt. I got my shirt. I'm for the John. I'm for the John today, you know. So, but there's so many different layers to you, and it brings me to our last talking point, which is building community. What does building community look like for Ishea, and how do you accomplish that?
Well, specifically in our industry, multifamily is hard. So, like anyone who is in this space knows it is a thankless job at sometimes. And the community that we build is essential to like just make it through your days. So, if you know me, I'm pretty much trying to be friends with everybody. And you don't even have to want to be my friend back because it's very much like a missile. Like, if I'm locked in, that's it. Like, Ty, you didn't want to be my friend. Little known fact for the audience. Ty Jackson did not really want to be my friend at first.
Not telling the truth.
Ty, did you want to be my friend?
I didn't know.
Like, this girl's okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys some truth for the last 10 minutes. Ty Jackson was not sure if she wanted to be my friend, but it wasn't a question. It was get down or lay down. We're friends now, or you're gonna have to leave the national space. So for me, building community, it just is so important because you need people. You need your people. You need the people who see you in ways that you don't see yourself. So like, as much as you guys talk about me celebrating you all celebrate me. When I was running for RVP, I was resigned to the fact that I might not win. And I was just like, well, I'll show up and I'll do my best. And Dana was like, no, what you gonna wear? What are you gonna, because you're gonna win. Maybe I should set up my tripod. So like, to have these friends who are like, obviously this is what you're going to do, it means so much. And it does allow me to kind of move fearlessly. So a lot of times people say, oh, you show up as yourself. It's because it's like, win or lose, I know in any space I'm in, there's at least 5 people who got me. So whether that's you and Dana and Marcy or Ariana or James and Monique, it's like, it provides a level of comfort because even if I, don't do my best, I just have the celebratory people around me who are going to be like, well, what are we going to do next time? And that's definitely the thing that I value the most. And community with Mims, but outside of Mims, just like community with Evan from Boss Talks and community with pretty much anyone in these spaces. And so to your original question, community means everything to me. And I'm excited to continue to grow and expand the people that I consider, peers and friends in this space.
Now you hit the nail on the head. You're such a community person. You were not 100% truthful in the beginning about you and I.
Did you want to be my friend? It's a yes or no question. Were you like, this girl's okay, I could probably tolerate her? Did you say, I'm gonna call her every day, we gonna be best friends? It's okay, Ty, because I know me. I'm a slow burn, baby. Like, people meet me and they go, she's a lot. And then afterwards they go, what was I doing without her? Like, I'm self-aware. But
I can't even imagine. Like, seriously, happy friendiversary, because 2 years ago, we met at Apartmentalize in San Diego, in the Gas Lamp District. This is also where the conversations happened, where Mims was formed, our friendship was bonded. So happy friendiversary. And I can't believe that it's only been, is that Justin? Is that, oh,
speaking of AMC Delancey being a family.
That's what happens when you're at work.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's only been 2 years because it just feels so bonded and such a sisterhood. And you're right. We talk all the time, and we talk more than just about work. We share moments about being a mom and being a wife, and it's really good to have a sisterhood that I can also share this space with, because people who don't work in the rental housing industry, they don't understand what we go through. This is an industry like no other, so nobody understands what we do. So to be able to talk to you about residents, about ownership groups, about the variance report, but about what Justin and Titus did last night to Jared and Steve, it makes for well-rounded relationships. And so that is a blessing within itself, because a lot of people don't have that. So thank you for I got to get you a Golden Girl t-shirt. I could just
I
break out
mean,
saying thank you
thank
for being
me for
friends.
forcing a friendship. I want to thank me for making you love me. It was an uphill battle, y'all. But now she's
Thank
locked
you
in.
for approaching me. Because that's what happened. You came up to me when I had that white suit on.
So, okay, little known fact, guys. I made up a reason to be Ty's friend. I'm going to say this real fast. So, I was walking around. I saw Ty in this amazing white suit. If you have not seen the white suit, look it up on her Facebook or LinkedIn. It is like, it's got a cape. It's so nice. So, I was like, man, I want to be this lady's friend. What am I going to say to her? She's so elegant. She has a white suit. I don't know. And I was just like, hey, I'm doing fits of apartmentalize. Can I take your picture? Y'all, there was no fits of apartmentalize. No one asked me to do that. It is the definition of sign up for a role and eventually someone will give it to you. Because now I'm a social media ambassador, but it did not exist. And I made a hashtag fits of apartmentalize to take a picture of Ty. I also took a picture of Bridget from Move for Hunger. She was not my friend yet either. So if you are like, where's those pictures at? They are in my phone because it was not NAA sanctioned. So if you're looking for them, I could send them to you, but it wasn't real. I wanted to be your friend if I told you that.
And from there, a friendship was born.
Yes,
That
definitely.
will forever be in this space. So I'm blessed to have met you. You definitely gave me the fire to continue to work in this space, just to continue to push on and to be able to push barriers and to put my name out there for positions that I'm wanting. Talking to me about going after the vice chair position at Next Gen. She's interested in that. So whenever her time comes up, Betsy, I already talked to you about it. Stephanie, I tugged on you too, and Ronald. So, but just the courage to even be able to say that, hey, this is something that I want to do. So even if it's not next year, even if it's I need to spend more time on the committee and learn more, I'm willing to put the work in because I really want to deserve it. And I really want to do a great job when the time comes. So you're an amazing leader in this space, Ishea. We have covered your RVP journey. We've talked about your NAAEI board journey. I mean, you got so much stuff going on, sis. We talked about Cultivate and how you're going to be speaking and the amazing people that you're going to be in the room with. Make sure you mention my name. We also talked about you're always going to do that. What's next for 2025? And we talked about building community. Now, before we get off of here and I'll let Ishea say her final words today, I also want to plug my friend Dana Duckworth, guys. Dana is an entrepreneur in this space. We all know her from the Hilariously Unemployed. We know her from her time spent with Zumper. Dana does a lot of things for me on the side also to help me with my business and to push it forward. So all of my amazing flyers that you see out there, my newsletters, my branding for my real estate company, Dana is the person behind all of those things. I would love to take the credit, but those things exhaust me. So Dana can do those things and she's inspired and she loves to do it. So if you're a company out there, if you're a startup company and you need somebody to do your flyers and your graphics for you, or if you're an association AE out there and you're outsourcing that to a bigger business, this way you can support someone right in the multifamily space with you. So we want to make sure that we're plugging in our people too. Dana Duckworth, you all know her. You saw her on stage at the Excellence Award. Bill, we love you. You did a great job. If you're looking for a co-host next year, Dana would be so amazing to do that. And you guys saw her at the MEMS party when you rocked out with us. I was supposed to be a co-host with her, but Dana was so amazing in that space. I usually don't sit down to nobody, but the big speaker showed up and I even took a seat. So if you're looking for a host and you haven't already signed a contract with me, Definitely reach out to my girl Dana Duckworth. So, Ishea, do you have any final words to leave the people with today?
Well, I want to co-sign everything you said about Dana because it is true. She is amazing. Call her out, book her. We don't say it because she's our friend. We say it because she's fabulous. So do yourself a favor and book her. I guess I'm just so excited to be back to talk with you. I know that you have a lot of good things coming too, and I don't really have any final words except I'm so excited for 2025 because this was our Kobe year. And I mean, I ain't trying to say that I'm done, but I've done a lot so far. And I don't know what 2025 is going to bring, but I'm excited to be on the journey with you and so many of our other friends.
Awesome. I look forward to wrapping up 2024 with you. As you said before, in January, we stated that this was our Kobe year. And honey, we've been showing up in the space ever since. So I'm just here to watch you win, to win with you, to be in the game with you. It's better to have you on the team than as an opponent. So I'm so glad to be sitting on this side of the desk with you, sis.
It's the Mamba mentality. It's not
Everybody
good for my
want to have a
enemies,
Philly
guys.
John on their
Joking.
team. Is all I'm saying. Everybody want to have a John from Philly on their team. So thank you so much for your time today. I know that this was part of your lunch break because you don't podcast when you're on the clock. So thank you for giving up 30 minutes of your lunch break for me today. And I just look forward to seeing you in Atlanta for AOD and just to be able to follow you, friend. And of course, I'll talk to you on the phone later like we do all the time.
Yeah.
I love you and thank you for being in this space with me.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Have an amazing day. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out coming up on July 9th with Angie Pescateri Downey. And we'll be having the conversation. If there's anybody else out there that you think that I should be having the conversation with, please let me know. Have a great day, everybody.